bad news for the Clippers. Paul George injured on this play. Same right knee. Clippers lose. Woj reporting it's a sprain, will be reevaluated in 2 to 3 weeks.
Also reported that they're basically ruling him out for the regular season.
Yeah. Oh, he's done for regular season.
That's what Woj is saying, but that they, depending on how he's reevaluated, his playoff availability will eke.
Here's how the Clippers play with Paul George and Kawhi and without. And they're together pretty good, 24-14. Without, 14-21. Offensive rating, good. Also, here's the interesting part, bro. Great at defending the three with them. Not great without them.
Well, that's not surprising, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's right.
Yeah,
I'm just driving it.
I'm agreeing.
So, Brew, you were flirting with the Clippers.
One of the mini teams.
Yeah. Are you giving up on them?
If Paul George is out, I'm done flirting.
Oh, man.
All right? I got nothing for you. You're not. They don't have a chance to win the West without Paul George unless there are huge injuries to other teams. Kevin Durant, that type of thing. I mean, Kawhi, as great as he is not carrying this team by itself. I mean, they haven't gotten out of the West with Paul George. Right, well, yeah, Lou Dort locked him up last night on that last play. But look, I mean.
You know what's happening, though? You know who's coming to the rescue? You know who could get some more minutes for you.
He's going to have to.
No.
That's Brew's guy. That's Brew's guy.
No, look, I respect a top 75 player. I respect the guy that's averaged a triple-double, 4 years? So I respect all that.
I respect Oscar, too.
And what I said was that they're using him wrong. They are using Russell Westbrook incorrectly. In those middle minutes, he can be great with his energy and his drive into the basket and his assist creating and all that. The last several minutes of the game, I don't need him in consistently. Well, all right, and it's shown.
And by the way,
and they don't know what because sometimes he finishes, sometimes he doesn't.
Last night he finished, and he finished like this with his palms to the sky, wondering what Kawhi was doing, like we all were wondering. But sorry to do this to you, Hubs. I would like to show the Clippers' schedule, and then I would like to show the standings again. Because I don't know that Paul George is playing for them again this year, because I don't know that they're making the playoffs.
Whoa.
The play-in, I believe they'll make. Okay. But that schedule, you got one gimme on there. One. The Bulls, home against the Bulls. And that's, again, you don't want to call it a gimme.
No,
but there's
because they're playing for something, too.
Correct. They are playing for something. And Portland, we'll see if they've shut Dame down by then, maybe. So, yeah. But everyone else is fighting, or a good team. New Orleans is still alive, obviously. We just showed them tied with the Lakers. And now let's show the standings. Because that loss last night was crushing. Because now they are just one loss removed from falling into that play-in territory. And this is where, big picture-wise, we just spent a few minutes talking about SGA. That trade is looking like an all-time disaster.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, well, here's why I would. You traded SGA, who this year has been better than than Paul or Kawhi, even though Kawhi wasn't part of the trade. It was kind of a package deal. And just so everyone understands, you have to swap with OKC this year if they want to, which they might. You swap with them again in 2 years, and in 24 and 26, your unprotected pick goes to them. This is what that has gotten you. In your first year with them, you blew a 3-1 lead in round 2. Your second year with them, Kawhi unfortunately tore his ACL. Your third year with them, you lose in the play-in, Paul George and health and safety protocols for the play-in. And now this year, Paul George is injured at the end of the season, and next year's the last year on both of their deals. The Clippers are a snake-bitten franchise. It's unfortunate, but it's a disastrous trade.
It may not work out for them, but at the time, anyone would have done it.
Okay, both those things can be true.
Anyone would have done it. Well, you said one of the worst trades ever.
It's going to end up being that.
Well, let's see what SGA becomes, can we, for a minute? Can we see how far he leads them? At that moment in time, I'm not going to rip the Clippers for going for Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
No, but here's the part of it that has to be stated. They could have they signed Kawhi outright. Kawhi, and I know you want to talk about the end of the play, so we do that. Kawhi demanded for me to come, you got to trade for Paul George. Do we all agree that was a bad call by Kawhi? That they would have been better off with the flexibility of all those draft picks, those young players, not the least of which is SGA? Of course it would have been. Thus far, it's been a disaster. So I understand you saying that it defensible at the time, but now that we see how it worked out, it is looking like one of the most disastrous trades in recent NBA history.
Brew, I want to show you the end of the game. Kawhi can't get his shot off, locked down by Lou Dort.
Good job, Lou Dort. Well, first of all, that's a horrible play. I mean, and it's not just Ty Lue. I'm tired of these NBA teams just going ISO.
Well, whose fault is it? Is it Kawhi's fault or is it Ty Lue's fault?
It's the NBA period because
the logo
you will
for
see
Jerry West
75% of the teams running ISO at the end of a game.
Usually them not get a shot off.
No, that's Kawhi's fault.
Yes.
But my point is this. How about running a play with some action? That's all I'm saying.
Well,
9 times out of 10, the team's going to give it to their star and say create.
Right.
And that's all I'm saying.
And by the way,
that's wrong.
They got the ball with 21 seconds left. They ran this as if it were a tie game. In a tie game, your number one goal is to make sure you take the final shot. Down 1, you don't want to take it down. I don't want to take it down to the final seconds. I want to give myself a chance for offensive rebound. And even if I'm down 1, Brew, even if I miss and don't get the rebound, I foul. In worst case, I'm down 3. But to not get the shot off, and the shot that if you had gotten off, you missed by 4 feet long, that's a rough one for the King of LA.
We've seen Dallas do that with Kawhi, Kyrie, and Luke. I mean, I'm telling this notion of just hero ball. You're our best player. I got to give you the rock.
Well, the Kyrie Luka thing was ridiculous. They did too much.
That's also their offense.
Well, but we've seen Kyrie just, same thing. Luka in the corner.
Coming up next, new news on Lamar. Is he officially done in Baltimore? Getting closer to that.
The Cleveland